Welcome back to Burning River Bushcraft. Today we're going to be looking at the Soto Navigator Cook Set. This is a really cool multi-functional cook set. This can work in a group setting if you take all of it, or you can just pick apart the pieces that you need for whatever trip you're going on. So if I was going solo, I wouldn't be carrying this whole thing. If I was in a longer term camp setting, I absolutely would. The size of this is about 7.5 inches across, and the depth is about 3.5 inches. This is anodized aluminum, so the weight is pretty light. It's around 17 ounces. There is a lot to this system. It all fits in the largest container, and then you've got a pretty nice storage bag with this. And this has got great drain holes in it, so if I washed this system and just wanted to get it up in the air and let it dry, this is going to work perfect for that. If I was using only one or two components of this cook set, everything is going to fit in the bag and keep it organized until I'm ready to pack up again. I'm going to start to break this kit down, and we'll look at it one piece at a time. We'll look at this first larger pot and the lid first. This larger pot is 1,800 milliliters. The lid is multifunctional, and when I take the lid off, the rest of the components kind of have their own bag. So we'll set this aside for now. So the 1,800 milliliter pot is a pretty darn large pot. I've got a non-slip base on this, and it's kind of got comfortable contours because remember, you could be carrying this on your back. I would rather be carrying in a canoe, but from time to time this may be trying to poke at you. So it's got a nice radius bottom, comfortable to use, and this lid actually is very multifunctional. Let me show you some of the features this lid has. The lid is plastic, and you can see I've got drain holes here on the bottom if I was trying to strain off liquids, and I've got a pull tab here if I just want to lift it up, take a peek at what I'm doing. I've got gradient marks in the side, and I've got this cool cutout right here. Now, when you see a pot system with no handles on it, you're going to use a lid lifter with that, or a pot lifter. And the Soto one is actually pretty multifunctional as well. I'll show you that in just a second. But with this cut in the lid, I'm able to grab the pot with the lid on. This is not just a bag, although it certainly would function as a bag if I was just carrying this, but this is a koozie to help keep your food warm. So as I start to peel this thing back, you can see I've got one right here on top. So this is going to work to insulate the lid. And then when I take the pot completely out, this is insulated as well. So aluminum is great, aluminum is light, but a lot of that lightweight stuff does not hold heat that well. And this is going to deal with a lot of those issues. I've got a grab handle here on the side, and that's adjustable so that you can actually hold onto this pot and just eat right out of it. So your food's going to stay warmer. This is a great idea. So the smaller pot is 1,300 milliliters, and it's got the same lid system where I've got a little D-ring that I can lift off. I've got strain holes. I've got a cut for my pot lifter. I've got gradient marks on the side exactly like the larger one. Smooth interior for quick cleanup with a non-slip base. You can also set this down flat and use this as a cutting board. So you're going to have two handy flat cutting surfaces, and when you look at the inside of both of them, you see these little marks here, and that is actually a raised support for your fuel can. So the smaller cans sit inside the three interior tabs, and these larger ones that I use mostly, they'll sit on the outside. And it locks in there. This is going to give you just a wider area. So if you're using a stove that doesn't have detached legs, this is going to give you a more stable surface. It's going to work great in uneven terrain or just loose terrain, dirt, mud, or snow. Soto calls this the Navi Duo handle. And of pot lifters, this is by far the best one that I've ever seen. So of course it's going to work using the pot, and the pot's got the non-slip base, but if you look how aggressive this is, you're not going to mar your pot, but this pot is not going to slip once you've got a hold of it. And you've also got a set of tongs here on the bottom side. I pulled the pot lifter out early, but there's also a washcloth in here that kind of has a pocket to hold this in. So that eliminates any rattling. I can't stand having stuff rattle around in my bag. So this will work for a hot plate. This will work for cleanup. But its main purpose for me is going to be just keeping the noise down when I'm walking around. If this is the kind of thing you like to see, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment in the comment box, and ring the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at Burning River Bushcraft. I also teach outdoor classes at outdoorcore.com. It's cool going out there by yourself, but if you've got friends, why carry multiple small solo cook systems? This is perfect for me. If I use the larger pot, that's going to work for an entire family. And I really love the koozie here. This is a big deal. Instead of trying to hold on to this pot with the pot gripper, I can use this to actually warm my hands, but it's not going to be too hot to hold. Good to handle, but especially important if you just don't like eating cold food. 6 times longer, you're going to be able to keep your food warmer just by using this device. Am I going to carry all this all the time? Heck no. I'm going to carry what I need. And that's the nice thing about having a set like this. So when I decide to carry a larger pot, I can just nest them right inside, and it's going to have a much smaller footprint than if I had individual pots that weren't really designed to nest together. It takes up a lot more pack space that way. So don't just look at this as I don't need all that stuff, that's too much for me. If you're not carrying the weight, and remember this is only 17 ounces for the entire thing, but if you're car camping or you're in a canoe, it's nice to have extra containers with you. Even if you just use the larger one for storage, or you heated up water and you use this for a dish pail, it's very, very handy to have extra containers in the woods. And when the entire thing nests together, it's going to be that much more likely that you're going to carry it with you. Till next time, this has been Jamie Boggs with Burning River Bushcraft. See you soon.